Welcome to the Blue Ridge Community Report. My name is Tom Freeman, Regional Manager for Blue Ridge Communications. This program features our friends, neighbors, and organizations that make our community a special place to live, work, and raise our families. I hope you enjoy this week's report.
As superintendent of the Denton Area School District, we've benefited tremendously from having the Gale Foundation be involved in our community, both inside and outside of school. For instance, we're working on a project called the High Tunnel, which is a greenhouse, in essence, that the school has purchased through some donations from the gas industry. But curriculum was another piece that lacked in creating a good, solid foundation for students to learn in the high tunnel atmosphere. So the Gale Foundation actually donated a $5,000 contribution towards purchasing curriculum so that students can understand hydroponics and the growing season and supply and demand of crops. So Gale Foundation has benefited the students by adding some curriculum or money resources to purchase that curriculum. In addition, we have an open fitness center that our community members can come in and join with membership fees. And the Gale Foundation has recently donated $12,000 for the purchase of new fitness equipment that also benefits the community. So our students use that during the day, our athletes use it for training for our sports programs, and then we have open hours on evenings and weekends that our community comes in and is able to use that facility as well. Besides those curriculum items and the fitness center, each Gallatin student, if you have lived in our district for a year and you have a grade point average of 2.0, you may apply for a scholarship, and in the past years it has been $5,000 scholarship awarded to each senior who meets those qualifications. And again, that is another benefit that the Gale Foundation has given to the community and the school district.
William McClure Gale and his son Loring R. came here in 1880, and there was nothing here. There were less than a half dozen families living in Gallatin. You know, this valley was narrow. There were no roads across Pine Creek, no bridges, no railroad. It was just a very remote area. And the reason they came here from Honesdale was because they were in the tannery business in Honesdale, and they had run out of hemlock trees in that area. And this area was just known for its huge tracts of hemlock trees, and they used the hemlock bark to tan the leather. Mr. Gale's son Loring bought a farm west of Gallatin where Doc Callahan now lives, and his father, when he arrived here, said, no, that we won't build a tannery there because it could flood. So he came down and negotiated with the Bingham estate and bought all of central Gallatin. He had that kind of knowledge that would not flood, and it never has. They bought approximately 13,000 acres of hemlock timber areas, or trees in the area, and then they built a tannery, built tannery houses here in town for their employees to live in, built houses over on West Street for Mr. Gale and his sons, Loring and George, and produced sole leather out of the tannery. And the tannery actually sat from where the Acorn Market is all the way up to the ambulance building, covering the whole area where the park is. It was the major industry in town until eventually, as the years rolled on, Mr. Goodyear came down here from Buffalo area and discovered all the timber that was here. So the Gales and the Goodyears put together enough money to build a railroad that came up from the Wellsboro Junction, across Pine Creek down here by Gaines into Gallatin, and then things started to expand. You know, the lumber industry expanded, the leather industry did well. That's how the Gales came here, built houses, and they were very generous people. They built the Presbyterian Church, they built the Methodist Church and the Catholic Church, mainly for all their employees. They were Presbyterians, but they built all the churches. They provided burial grounds up here for all their employees, and they took care of their people very well. In 1896 or 97, they named the town Galeton in honor of William Gale. In 1893, when they expanded the tannery, there were 750 people living in Galeton. In 1900, there were 4,040. As time went on, too, the leather industry sort of wore down, and they started to thinking about moving. So the Gale family did eventually move out. So when Mr. Gale left, he sold those 13,000 acres of timberland that he owned, but he kept the oil, gas, mineral rights, which has now benefited Galeton. My grandfather came here because of Mr. Gale and bought the tannery store and ran the tannery store, and my grandfather and their 5 sons moved into Loring Gale's house on West Street. About 1980, one day at the store, a lady and some men, well-dressed, carrying briefcases, stopped in, and I thought, well, she must have a mattress complaint or something. No, it was William Gale's granddaughter, Lucille Gale Knapp. I asked her, I said, what brings you back to Galeton? And she says, well, we have oil and gas mineral rights here that an awful lot of people seem to be interested in. Well, she grew up in the house that I grew up in. So I gave her the tour of Galeton and showed her where her grandfather lived and where she lived and where all her relatives lived here, and the churches that they built. So we became friends, Lucille and I. We got together many times. And finally, one day at lunch up at our house, we were talking about different things, and she said, you know, I've decided to give the town those oil, gas, and mineral rights. And I said, well, we had an attorney involved, and we made a foundation. It's called the William and L.R. Gale Community Foundation. We started finding that there were companies that had interest in those drilling properties as well, so we started leasing. And that's where the funds have come from for the Gale Foundation. And over the years, the foundation gave money for the library, for the town park, many scholarships. We helped the borough with new roof on the community building and the Little League ballpark, and again, more and more scholarships here to the kids in the Galeton School. And Lucille did contribute many volumes of her library to the library. When she died, her obituary in the New York Times mentioned 2 things. One, that she was a charter member of the New York Yacht Club, and she set up a foundation in a little town in Pennsylvania in honor of her grandfather. It's called the Galeton Community Foundation, and she asked that anybody wishing to make a memorial to her give to the foundation, which we did benefit substantially on that as well. One of our main goals at the foundation was to ensure that every student graduating from the Galeton area high school has the opportunity for a scholarship. And they don't have to go to a 4-year college. It can be a trade school or an institution of higher learning. And that's available for every graduate. And right now it's a $5,000 scholarship. So it's a real legacy from the William Gale family that has come along all these years to benefit the community.
The Gale Foundation is all about giving back to community and benefiting from the school district's perspective has been tremendous to have them partner with us. So to carry on that family tradition that the Gale Foundation has held so highly, if you want to apply for a scholarship, contact the school, get involved, and they'll assist in any way they can.
Hello, my name is Lori Kopp, and I'm the Executive Director of the Tioga County Visitors Bureau. The Visitors Bureau was formed in 1993 expressly for the purpose of promoting tourism in Tioga County. We are the county-sanctioned tourism promotion agency. We're one of many across the state. Each county in Pennsylvania is represented by its own individual county tourism promotion agency. Our original offices were located on Main Street in Wellsboro, right next door to the courthouse, We were there until 2008 when we moved into our new location on Route 660 west of Wellsboro on the way to Leonard Harrison State Park. At our new location, we service about 6,000 visitors a year, primarily from May to October when our visitation season is at its highest. One of the surprising things people do not know about the Visitors Bureau is in addition to serving visitors through the Visitors Center where they can pick up information about the area, we are also responsible for marketing, advertising, and promoting Tioga County as a tourism destination. We do that through a very focused advertising program targeted to market areas that are the primary drivers here to Tioga County, like Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Toronto, and parts of Maryland and Washington, D.C. As a member of the Tioga County Visitors Bureau, businesses receive a multitude of benefits. Some of those benefits include a listing on our website, which receives about 300,000 visitors a year, representation in our annual Visitors Guide, and also the ability to put your business information here in our Visitor Center to get it into the hands of visitors as they come in. In addition to those basic benefits, there are opportunities for cooperative advertising. As we move forward, we are looking at other ways to structure membership and are actually looking at a partnership basis where businesses who would like to try out the Visitors Bureau can become a marketing partner with us. If you'd like to know more, please contact me at 570-724-0635 and feel free to check out our website at visittiogapa.com.
My name is Josh Payne, and I pastor Victory Church here in Troy, Pennsylvania, and we've had the incredible privilege today of hosting the Man Day Car Show. This is our second annual car show. It's been an amazing event. These people you see beside me make up our motorsports team that put together events just like this. And at Victory Church, we believe living for Jesus is about so much more than getting ready for the last day of your life, but it's about making the most of every day. We believe in celebrating God in a big way, and what better way to do that on Father's Day than to bring families together around cars, around food, around great family and God's Word. And we have an incredible time together. And I'm going to pass the mic to Kevin Morgan, and he's the head of our Christian Motorsports team.
I'm Kevin Morgan, and this is the team that puts it all together. We have Michael Watkins, my son Jonathan, my wife Teresa, Frank Davenport, and his wife Chrissy. And we just we start prepping early, and we just put the hammer down and try to get as many cars here as we can to save as many souls as we can. Today we had our 81 Trans Am here, and we had the honor to have one of my handcrafted cars here as well. That's car number 4 that was actually handcrafted back in 2009, so that was nice to see at the event. But again, I just need to give props to all these people on the team here, because I mean everybody we just really put the hammer down and work hard to make this happen.
My name is Frank Davenport, and this year we started off something new as the burnout competition. It was our pastor's idea. We were pretty nervous about it all the while, But what a cool event. It was good. Everybody was respectful, and it was just a lot of fun. A lot of guys' potpourri is race fuel and tire smoke. So what a better way to celebrate Father's Day. There's so much more even to this team. I mean, we had so many people helping with this to put this all together, and it's just amazing, and it's just great to hear everybody, see everybody standing around the burnout box and just having a good time, good, clean, family fun, family day. Dads with their kids, where dads should be with their kids and their wives. It was just awesome.
We had the competition where you could vote. Everyone votes for whatever vehicles they like best. The top three get first, second, third place trophies. First place was a VW bus. Second was an old Corvette. And third was a rat rod. It's free registration, free lunch, soda, hot dog.
We had a gentleman, he came up and he registered his car, and he said, how much is it to enter? And I said, oh no, it's free. And then I proceeded to tell him all about what else was here available for him, and he said, well, how do you do all that? And I said, well, I don't, he does. And I pointed up and he says, oh yeah, right, God.
This year we were kind of hoping for 200 cars. Last year we had 100, we were hoping to double it. Well, last night it rained all night long, heavy downpours, but we were standing on the word. We were not going to believe the report of the weatherman. We were going to believe the report of the Lord, and we did. We prayed on it, and you know what? We had a window. We had a window from the time our car show started to the time it ended, because look, right now it is starting to rain, and I mean, if that isn't faith at its best right there, I don't know what is.
Really, Victory Church exists to reach the world with the love and life-changing message of Jesus Christ. And what better way to bring people together than a car show? Jesus said, I will make you fishers of men. And really, it's not about the cars. The cars are just the bait, another way of catching fish, another way for us to reach somebody who may not come into a church any other way, but they'll come to a car show, and we have the privilege of saying, hey, I'd like to introduce you to someone who changed my life, and he can touch your heart too. And it's an honor and a privilege to have spent this Father's Day in a day when there's so few men in churches. This place was crawling with men. And so we're so thankful for a church full of godly men right here at Victory.
Hi, I'm Lori Kopp with the Tioga County Visitors Bureau. I talked to you briefly about the Visitors Bureau and what we do and some of our membership opportunities. Our members are, in essence, our marketing partners. They join with us in order to reach out to visitors to bring them into their businesses. To facilitate that, we offer a variety of opportunities in which you can advertise with us. It really is the ability for small businesses to band together in order to make a larger presence. Over the years, we have been reaching those markets in a variety of ways. As we all know, technology has changed, so where you have once done print advertising, you might now be looking at mobile advertising. In order to keep up with those trends, we have changed our marketing plan to do that. So, you as a business would have the opportunity with the Tioga County Visitors Bureau to reach out to those markets in ways that you might not be able to do on your own. For instance, We do cable advertising. In addition to that, we also do online advertising. When I talk about the markets where we are currently advertising, you might wonder, well, how did you pick Philadelphia, Toronto, and Pittsburgh? Let me tell you, we've done our research. We actually conducted a marketing study, and we found some interesting information. Our visitors primarily came from Philadelphia and its surrounding markets, Pittsburgh, some of its surrounding areas, and Toronto. In addition, we did get a sampling of people from the DC, Maryland area, which continues to grow each year. What we also found is for every dollar we spend advertising outside of the area in these markets, we brought back $7.51 to Tioga County. That's pretty phenomenal, and we want you to be a part of that. We want to bring those dollars into your businesses. How do you do that? Ask us about membership. One of the other things as we move forward, we're looking at alternative ways that businesses can get involved with us. And we're looking at exciting partnership opportunities as we move forward. If you'd like to know more about these opportunities, please contact me at 570-724-0635 or check out our website at visittiogapa.com. Hi, I'm Lori Kopp. I'm the Executive Director of the Tioga County Visitors Bureau, and I'm here at Denton Hill State Park in the ski lodge, which has not been operational now since, 2014?
Our second winter.
And I'm here with David Brooks, who is the Executive Director of the Potter County Visitors Bureau. David, can you tell me a little bit about what's going on here in Denton Hill this evening, this public meeting, what it's all about, and kind of what people can expect to happen as they move forward with this project?
What we heard tonight was the report of a feasibility study that was commissioned by DCNR for Denton Hill State Park to analyze the feasibility of not only the ski operations here at the park, which is what the park is known for historically, but it's also looking at what we can do for three-season operations. So what can sustain, the lift operator, his job through the summer months as well. So right now there's a lot of part-time employment, and what we want to see obviously is full-time employment, and a four-season operation can certainly do that. Some of the ideas that were put forth as a result of the survey that they did, the zip lining, the aerial walks, those types of things, all very feasible and great things. We're looking to see what those will cost, obviously. But I stood up in the middle of the meeting and I basically said, we're all here at the public, meeting, asking questions, everybody getting to have their say. But now there's an ownership on the part of the public, because we're going to need your help. We don't need to convince DCNR or our local state legislators, Martin Causer, Joe Scarnati. We don't need to convince those people that this project is important. We need to convince the governor ultimately. And so we're going to need all of our friends and visitors from around the state to step up, write letters to the governor, write letters to their own local legislators from across the state, and get them involved and let everybody know that this is a statewide issue. This park is important to not just Potter County, not just Tioga County, but to thousands of visitors every year who come here.
And I think on that note, I know you mentioned a Facebook page where people can come to. If you want to give us that address, so if people have comments or questions, they can contact you. What is that?
Sure. We started a coalition. You're obviously involved in representing Tioga County. We're working with the Potter County Commissioners, the Pennsylvania Route 6 Alliance, and several other local stakeholders to a group we call Save Denton Hill State Park. We have a website dedicated to it. It's at visitpottercounty.com/Denton. And we're also on Facebook, Save Denton Hill State Park. It's the business page, so if you just search that, you should be able to find it fairly easy.
I'm here with Chip Harrison, who is the manager of the Hills Creek State Park Complex, of which Denton Hills State Park is a part of that complex. Chip, we're here tonight at Denton Hill. Can you tell me a little bit about the history of Denton Hill? When did it start functioning as a ski resort, and how exactly that all began?
Denton Hill was actually constructed back in the late 1950s, in the early 60s, as another venue of recreation that was offered to the citizens of Pennsylvania. It operated for a number of years with the Commonwealth running the facility. Then in the 1970s, or maybe a little bit later, the area was concessioned out for operation. And it ran as a concession operation up until the fall of 2014.
As a concession, that's basically a public-private partnership with a private business that's a partner of the public parks. Is that correct?
Yes. So you have a concessionaire that does all the operation. They hire the staff. They do the work there, the grooming, making the snow, and all of that as part of the agreement.
Now, you said that the park actually ceased operations in 2014, and that's sort of the reason why we're here tonight for this public meeting. We're trying to find out what our next steps are to get Denton Park up and running again in its full service capacity. Can you give me a little bit of an idea of what that process entails?
When the concessionaire failed in the fall of 2014, we needed, as an agency, to get together to determine the feasibility of what we need, what are the infrastructure needs here, what is the economic side of that for a concessionaire to be successful. And then we hired Mosher Associates out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, to do this feasibility study for us. With that, they looked at all the aspects: infrastructure, economics, what does the public want here. And now tonight we're presenting the findings of that study that was a little bit less than a year in length. So once we've completed this, now we will move on to the next steps, which will be looking at the facility master plan. All right, what do we need? Where do we go? What are the actual components? The feasibility presents concepts or looks at those issues, those things you're going to have to replace or maybe upgrade. So now we'll go into the facility master plan part of that, which would be eventually followed up by the capital project or by construction and doing the design.
Now, if the public is interested in learning more, is there a place where they can view the feasibility study as it stands right now?
We will have it posted on the Denton Hill website underneath DCNR State Parks. It'll be posted on that, and you'll be able to view it there.
If we have any questions, or if the public has any questions, can they contact you?
Certainly. They can email me at hharrison, that's HHARRISON at PA.gov, or they can call the Lyman Run office at 814-435-5010.
So if you are one of those thousands of visitors that have visited us here at Denton Hill State Park, be sure to hop on the Visit Potter County website and make your feelings known on the direction you would like to see this park go. I'm Lori Kopp, the Executive Director of the Tioga County Visitors Bureau. And I'm here to talk to you today about how the Visitors Bureau is moving forward. Since we were formed in 1993, we have continued to evolve as an organization. We have tried to be aware of what's going on in the markets, what's new and exciting in advertising opportunities, and what is the best way to reach out to visitors. As a result, we have moved our efforts from being print-driven to being more electronic and web-driven. We continue to advertise in markets within a 5-hour radius. We try to reach out to people not only through advertising on their smartphones, but through our social media channels as well. We are one of the first organizations in the county to embrace social media and to use it to its fullest potential in order to bring business back into our area. As we move forward, We're looking at how we can now improve some of the things we're doing. And one of the ways that we want to do that is to look at Tioga County as a single destination. How all of us can work together to show that Tioga County is a premier destination for visitors, offering a variety of things to do, places to stay, activities, itineraries to follow. We want to be a place for families, for couples, for groups, for meetings, and we want you to be a part of it. Here in Tioga County, we're a collection of entrepreneurs and independent businesses, which even though when you look at it, it might appear that we're not as strong as larger communities, in fact, we are stronger. Studies have shown that communities with independent businesses and entrepreneurs are more able to weather economic changes and challenges. We're in that position here, but we can make it better. We can take your businesses and we can get the word out to a larger audience, and we want to do that for you. If you're a small business, we know what challenges you face every day trying to advertise, because you know, even though you've built it, it doesn't mean they're going to come until they know about it. And the only way people know about it is if you tell them through advertising and marketing. And we want to help you do that. So if you're currently not a member or you haven't worked with us in the past, the opportunity to do so is coming. If you have questions, please contact me at 570-724-0635.
As you will see throughout this program, there are many things that take place in our communities that you may never know about. Our friends, neighbors, and organizations often work behind the scenes to enhance the quality of life of those in our region. We've enjoyed showing you a few examples this week, and we hope you join us again for the Blue Ridge Community Report.